Okay. Well, welcome everyone to the Fire of Connect. This is Marie Wade. I am the founder and CEO. We've started the Fire of Connect way in 2017 or 2016. I couldn't even pick exactly when, but it was way before COVID, and we used to meet in person, face to face on in the restaurants, and we would do presentations in there. But after COVID, we went 100% online now, and now we're able to get to meet all of you coming from different states, and I'm very excited about that. But anyway, the Fire Connect has 6 goals that we want to accomplish in our meeting, which is an hour meeting. And the first thing that we want to talk about is, the fundamentals of our products and services. So that's the first letter of Fire Up. Then the second letter is about introduction. We want to have an effective introductions where we don't really like solicitations here. So the first part of our meeting is a Q&A, so to get to really know people. The third goal is about relationships. I know that we are all strangers, but we try to spark some business relationship in our meetings because it is important for us to use our time wisely. We are very busy people, but in this 1 hour, we're going to make it very useful for us. The fourth goal is about expertise. So we have Jonathan Preston here, who's going to be presenting a topic for 7 minutes, and then we will have 3 minutes of Q&A. Next part is understanding. Understanding means is that we really need to get to know each other. Because if you are expecting some sort of a connection, referrals, or testimonials, you want to really get to know people on who they are, character, personality, and communication skills. So, it is all about our branding and our name too, that we're protecting. And lastly, if you're an official member of Fire Connect, we wanted to do some project collaborations with you, and we've done a lot of great projects here. So I'm going to go ahead and start. The first part is a Q&A, and I will ask a question. You have about 1 minute to 2 minutes to answer. We're very conscious about our time here, so please respect the time. And then after you answer the question, you get to pick another person, and I will be the last one to be picked. Okay, is that all right with you? Is that good? Okay, all right, so let me go ahead and ask Leo. Leo, I'm very interested in what you offer to people. So if you can give us an overview of what you do, I think that would be awesome. And I'm gonna go ahead and change the screen here.
Sure. So we've created an automation focused company where we have partnered. Well, we've got several customers that they have factories set up. They're producing one of a wide variety of things, and we have been helping them add various degrees of automation into their production processes. Sometimes it includes a robot, sometimes it includes conveyors, sometimes it includes a custom designed and built machine, but it's all about trying to help some of these companies bring automation into their production so that they can keep up with this fast changing world.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Leo. All right, who is your next pick?
Paul.
So what's your question for Paul?
Yes.
I would love to hear what he's got going on.
Well, thanks, Leo. And automation is awesome. Probably we're going to have to connect. Well, I do 2 things here. I'm in San Francisco. I'm a professional realtor. I come from a family of real estate, general contractors, builders, real estate investors. So I literally been in this industry all my life. So we still have business going on in San Francisco, but I have an office in the state of New Mexico, particularly in the city, the new up and coming modern city of Rio Rancho. And if anyone knows New Mexico or the city of Rio Rancho, it's a modern city. It's only about 40 years old. And we're promoting the development of the modern Civic Center Plaza there. And just the city alone has about, I'd say, probably about 30 acres of prime land out there. And then on the private sector, there's probably another 30 acres that we're looking at as well. And they're all, individual commercial parcels on the main street there. So I have a couple of architects that are interested. They really see the vision that I'm seeing, and I it's just a great opportunity. That's what I'm doing. So I bring in investors to see if they'd like to be part of our equity partners. And it's a great opportunity. So that's what I do.
Awesome, Paul. Now, Paul, who is your pick?
Who am I going to pick now? Let's see. Eeny, meeny, no. Let's see. Let me pick. Let's go with Christian. Yes, Christian. Tell us, what do you do? Where are you located? What are your aspirations in life? And how did you connect here with Marie? I've asked you 4 questions. Anyway, tell us who you are, Christian. Hello?
Is
Good,
he
Christian.
available or is he still connecting? Hold on, let me check.
Okay. If he's not available.
Leah, are you available? No? All right, but you can
No.
ask someone else,
Yeah.
Paul, if he's not ready right now.
Yeah. Is it Serena or Serena?
Serena.
Serena. Hi, Serena. So yes, the question to you, tell us a little bit about you, what type of business you're in and your aspirations for being in that business. And yes, please.
We have a lot in common. We're both in real estate.
Oh,
I've
fantastic.
been a real estate investor for 8 years. I've been a
Mhm.
realtor in Kansas City. I do Kansas and Missouri.
Fantastic.
And I've been an agent for 2 years. And one of my largest passions is teaching others about real estate investing. So
Fantastic.
my greatest lead source are all of my events. I don't know if anybody has ever heard of Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But that's a book. Robert Kiyosaki is the author
Mhm.
of the book. And I hold a weekly cash flow game night
Oh,
here
nice.
in Prairie Village. And it's been an amazing resource. And we have referral partners that we built. It's become its own little BNI. And I also do Investor, which is Bigger Pockets' sister. So they started in the
Nice.
same way with a podcast, and it's grown to a nationwide organization. And I'm one of the local organizers here in Kansas City. And just support a lot of other organizations, including Wired, Women in Real Estate Development, and help support them to teach, just teach the basics of what real estate investing is all about, and then growing with those investors.
Wow,
Awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, Marie's been in real estate too for quite some time. So
Yeah. All right, Serena, who is your pick?
Martha,
Okay, what's your question for Martha?
just tell me what you're passionate about. What are you doing? And tell us about you.
Hi, everyone. So I'm passionate about numbers. Very unlike of most people, they don't like them. And that's why I started my company, Solex Business Services, which our goal is to help companies grow their business, creating a strategy based on their business data. So there's a lot of business data that business owners are not using. So I use that to grow their business.
All right, Martha, who's your next person?
Let's try Christian again. Are you there, Christian? I like the smile. That's
Yeah,
a
I'm here. If you guys can hear me, I kind of have bad reception where I'm at.
Okay, you're not able to do your video at all, Christian?
Oh, I can try. It might kick me
Okay.
out when I do video.
There you are. Yes. Okay. All right. So what's your
There he
question for Christian again, Martha?
Hey, Christian. So what's a challenge that you're facing with your business right now?
Oh my goodness. Patience.
You have a minute or two, Christian, to answer your
Oh, I get a minute. Okay, well, I got kicked out earlier, so I didn't know the protocol.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I would expand on the patience where, when I'm working at hours and at a schedule that most people don't, I realize I need to kind of slow things down and schedule a little bit better and realize that things don't happen when you're working, 20 hours a day. Then other people have a life. I don't. So it's just really understanding, getting that balance though, but also understanding that it is a process to get from where I'm going, where I'm at, where I want to go, and just seeing how I can navigate with the at the pace of real business, I guess, what things are going at right now.
Awesome.
I have to
Christian,
have
now
Murrieta
you
up
get
there
to
'cause
pick
it's hard to
somebody
hear.
else.
What's that?
You get to pick someone else.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. What about Leo?
Leo.
I think Lee already went.
All right, Leo. What's your question for Leo? Oh, actually, Leo was already asked.
Mhm.
So you need to actually either
mean?
it's Jonathan is who you need to ask.
Okay, so what's the topic? Because I missed the first few minutes. Just anything?
Did you hear that, Jonathan?
No, I missed that. What was that?
What was your question again,
Anything.
Christian?
No, I missed the beginning, so I wasn't sure the format.
Oh, you just ask any question, and the person will answer in a couple of minutes.
Okay. So who am I asking? Jonathan?
Yeah, Jonathan Preston.
Okay, Jonathan. If we were on an elevator, how would you describe your purpose or what your vision is of your business?
That's a good question. We were on an elevator and we had about 2.5 minutes. My purpose is to provide pragmatic, cost-effective, efficient legal services for people, primarily small businesses. And I say pragmatic because there's so many lawyers that I run into that love milking the crap out of files and wasting time and spending so much money, their clients' money. And it bugs me because a lot of solutions could be resolved far more efficiently if you have two people who see the same thing, see the same way.
All right.
All right, Jonathan. That's awesome. Okay, now you get to ask me a question, Jonathan.
Oh, you, Marie?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Marie, how often do you meet new businesses?
In businesses? Okay, I pretty much have a meeting almost 4 days a week, including in person and online. So, and when it comes to, did I answer your question? Is it online or in person?
Oh, well, online.
Online, twice a week for Fire Up Connect, every Tuesday at 3 p.m. and Fridays at 11 a.m. And then I think that's, I don't really do a lot of online because I like to be in person when I'm meeting people. So, but for Fire Up Connect, I would do online. All right, sounds good. Okay, so this time we're gonna go ahead and move on to our next part of our meeting, which is Jonathan Preston. He is a real estate lawyer in the Temecula Valley. He has done a lot of things with real estate. So he's going to present information in regards to the bankruptcy. Is that right? Bankruptcy for the small business owners. Jonathan, am I right?
Yes, I've done a lot of real estate, but that's not my main focus today. Is I would like to, so my 7 minutes is right now?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay.
You're on.
Okay, good. So I'm Jonathan Preston. I'm a lawyer, been practicing law now 22 years. I work primarily in Riverside County, which is in Southwest California. And I do hundreds of bankruptcies annually, individuals as well as small businesses. And so when I talked to Marie, and I wanted to come up with a topic that may be coming around the corner, because I think we're probably going to be heading for a recession this year based on interest rates going up. And the only way to really change the direction of inflation is to basically pass, and that is to cause a mild recession, which then decreases demand, and then at the same time causes interest rates and expenses to also go down. It also increases bankruptcy, which is where I come in. So bankruptcy is often triggered by an event, and someone has a judgment, they're being sued. So that triggering event is what causes someone to pick up the phone and call a bankruptcy attorney. And sometimes you basically wonder why people didn't call earlier. And it's sometimes an individual business situation might be so bad that they basically don't want to disclose, or they're hiding the financial status of a company. So in small business bankruptcy, different than individuals, I titled this basically consequences, benefits, and procedures. And the reason I basically wanted to just focus on these three things is, one, it's a 7-minute presentation, so it's impossible to go over everything. But the consequences, chapter 7, that's what is basically a liquidation. So you are surrendering certain assets in exchange for a discharge of liabilities. That's the basis of any liquidation. Chapter 13 is what's known as a reorganization. And Chapter 11 is also a reorganization for corporate bankruptcy. Chapter 11 is when you're called a debtor in possession. Basically, you are a going concern business, far more complicated. Usually only larger corporations file Chapter 11. Chapter 13 can be filed for small businesses, provided the income is steady. And I'll come back to that. Now, what is a Chapter 7? Chapter 7 is the most common bankruptcy for a small business, and that's when someone shuts down their business. It doesn't mean they can't reopen it, but for the purposes of how a court looks at that, they have decided that when the client files for 7, they're going to actually terminate their existing business. So the first question is marshaling all assets, basically in exchange for a surrender of assets, the debtor gets relieved of his obligations under certain debts. So consequences, the main consequence in any bankruptcy is the loss of particular assets beyond exemptions. Exemptions are state laws that allow you to keep certain assets, like for instance, a vehicle, a house. It's based on your state and based on a couple other factors, which is how long have you lived in the state. And there's also federal bankruptcy exemptions that you can elect, but California is not one of those states. Other states do allow you to elect your other set of exemptions. So in exchange for the surrender of assets, the trustee basically takes charge of those assets, liquidates them, accumulates a pot of money, asks for all the creditors to submit claims, and those claims are paid often at a pro rata basis. And so the trustee is a person who is appointed by the court to step into your shoes. And that's what happens in, that's another consequence, is that you are no longer in charge of your own assets. So basically the court assigns someone to basically take charge of the personal things that you own. And so the job of a bankruptcy attorney is to make sure the debtor knows exactly what's going to happen in advance, so the debtor can have an informed decision. And so the benefits of Chapter 7 in any bankruptcy is the discharge, and that's the main thing. What does a discharge mean? It just means that you are no longer legally required to pay off any liabilities. It's a get out of debt free card, so with some limitations. Debts that cannot be discharged are debts similar, most common ones are certain taxes, child support, spousal support, student loans, also very common. For small businesses, what I have to talk to the debtors about is making sure that their tax liabilities are disclosed. So certain taxes, like older income taxes, can be discharged, but other types of taxes, Board of Equalization or state sales tax, when you're acting as a fiduciary for the state, is non-dischargeable. So the court will never allow you to get out from paying for taxes that you have collected on behalf of someone. So if you are in the business of selling merchandise and you collect sales tax, and if that is not paid over timely, every 3 months, then those funds will stick to you forever. So it's very important that debtors understand that what they can and cannot do with taxes. Old income tax can be discharged in basically over 3 years, but that doesn't mean you can just file for all your old tax returns and then instantly get a discharge. That's calculated from when the liability actually accrued, which is basically the time frame when the tax return was filed. And so a lot of times I have clients that haven't filed for taxes, and we have to get them in touch with their CPA, get their taxes brought current, so that we know what we're dealing with. And then A lot of times the taxes don't have any liability, but they still have to be filed, because if you do not file for taxes, the trustee will keep your case open indefinitely until you do. And so that's a big problem. That's another consequence as well. It kind of forces the debtors to take affirmative action on making sure their taxing liabilities are brought forward. The procedures for bankruptcy is basically completing a comprehensive petition with the help of a lawyer. And the petition basically discloses all of your assets, all of your liabilities, asks hundreds of questions relating to activities that you may or may not have engaged in, property that you have sold. All of these questions are designed to root out red flag issues in bankruptcy. And so that's why it's important for a debtor to give a comprehensive disclosure to the lawyer, answer every question as truthfully as possible, because the more truthful you are, the easier the BK is. For instance, if you transferred assets to your friend or your brother or sister and say, here, hold this, well, you're basically opening up a new can of worms for your sibling or your friend through potential fraudulent transfer actions. Bankruptcy is, how should I say this? It's basically a right for a debtor to exercise, provided that everything that the debtor has done has been truthful. If there is a lack of candor with the debtor, it creates a potential issue, not just on non-dischargeability, but also bankruptcy fraud. And that is actually a federal crime. So you can go up to prison for 5 years for hiding assets. So one thing is, one question I always like to give my clients after they've given me all of their disclosures, and I really try and get them to disclose everything to me about their assets. I say basically, if you had 2 days and you had to raise $5,000, but you could not commit any particular crime, meaning you can't hold up a liquor store, how would you do that? And most often I get a response is, well, I could sell this particular, China set. Well, you need to let me know this. And so they really need to brainstorm how possibly they could raise money in a very short period of time for the purpose of disclosing of assets. And once you do that, then the bankruptcy attorney puts that into the petition, can make appropriate decisions on how to handle that asset through an exemption. But a couple other things I want to talk about small business bankruptcy. I get a common question about SBA loans. SBA loans are dischargeable, which is good news. But keep in mind, they're just treated like other loans. So most SBA loans are secured by a real estate. So the SBA loan, when you discharge a debt, does not mean that the lien that the debt was secured by goes away. That lien is still subject to, it survives bankruptcy and basically allows the creditor to potentially foreclose. And so that's something that the debtors need to be aware of. Also, what do you do with a corporation, small business corporation? If you file Chapter 7, essentially you're shutting down that corporation. The assets of that corporation are its liquidation value. Those are what has to be disclosed individually. The debtor himself, after the discharge, often starts a new company, which is fine. You can do that. It's possible that some creditors may not like that. So you have to make sure the debtor understands that starting another company after you've shut down your previous one may cause a creditor to chase the new company through what's referred to as a fraudulent transfer case, which we defend those. So my job as the lawyer is to make sure the debtors understand what they're doing. Not all solutions are perfect. I mean, it's unfortunate that in this day and age, a debtor may actually do something unknowingly causing an additional lawsuit. And so what I like to do is to try and make sure, that the debtors know and the consequences of whatever action they're taking if they decide to particularly shut down a company, transfer an asset, file a new company, etc. So am I out of time?
Yes, Jonathan, we're good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Questions. I'm going to have 1 minute for question because we ran out of time, but Go ahead. Anyone who has a question for Jonathan? Paul, go ahead. Turn on your mic, please.
Esquire Jonathan Preston,
Yes.
very good topic. I really appreciate that. Maybe I need to get a meeting with you in the future, just to chat, because you do say something that interests me too. When we were on an interview, that we do see something happening in the future, but as far as bankruptcies, people getting in default with real estate because of the inflation. But I think my question would lie a conversation with you on why do you think inflation really, or who's the culprit of inflation?
It's our own government.
Exactly. I think you and I need to talk.
Inflation is caused by too many dollars chasing too few goods. It's as simple as that. It's a supply and demand thing. So when you have the government printing $2 trillion in the last year, and the number of goods certainly has not increased, along with energy supplies, that's another cause. The war in Ukraine is certainly another cause. But at 9% inflation, I think that's the figure I just read, that is unheard of since 1982, I believe. I could be wrong on that. It just shocks the senses to me that we're actually there. If someone were to said a year ago, oh, by the way, we're going to be at 9% inflation in 2022, I would have laughed. I would have said it's ridiculous. Because what happened in 1982? Do you remember how they cured inflation? They had to cause a recession. Yeah,
that was a time that interest rates were up about, I think, 14-18% in real estate.
Exactly.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You have to reduce inflation, you have to reduce demand. And so that
Okay.
you can't just tell people to stop driving their car.
All right. Okay, well, that was amazing. Can we please take 30 seconds to put in your feedback on Jonathan's presentation? You can put it on chat for everyone to read it. Let's take 30 seconds. Thank you. And Jonathan, can you please put your information also on chat so
Sure.
we know how to get a hold of you?
Yeah, thanks everyone for giving me the opportunity here.
Excellent. It was great.
I really do think that things are going to be interesting this year. And we're only just getting started based on what's going on in the world.
So just to let you guys know, I have known Jonathan for many, many years, since 2006, I believe. So he had helped me with so many legal process, and he's very reliable and very, very smart. So, understand that Jonathan is going to be a very good connection for you. Okay. All right. Okay, it looks like I agree, Paul. We do need to share the inflation information.
Jonathan, will you be sharing your information here, or?
Yeah, he already
Yes,
did.
I shared my phone number. I can share my email as well.
Okay.
Let me see. I don't have it here. Did you send it to everyone or Marie?
Oh, you know what? It was direct message to Marie. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
She can make that public.
Yeah, I
I have
can.
to put everyone.
Let me see if I can.
There you go. Okay,
Got it?
fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
All right. And then it looks like we had a message here from Leo. He said he appreciate you taking this presentation. Yeah, I agree. It's kind of scary, but we all have to really be more aware of what we're doing.
Oh, yeah.
And just be very careful. Okay, so let's go on and move on to our next part of our meeting. This is where we get to share our information, either your success story, your specific challenge in the business that you're dealing with, or a specific goal. And please give us your time frame of completion for this specific goal so we understand how you're going to be able to complete that. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to start with Martha. Martha, can you go ahead and share your information?
So my success story, or
Your whatever you want, success story, challenge, or a specific goal.
I'm dealing with a challenge right now. So I have a customer who was looking for investment. You know him, SIP Analyzer. So now we have 2 offers for the investment, but now we have to check if these people are legit. So I need help with that.
Okay, Martha. All right. How about Leo? What about you?
We're trying to get some things squared away. We just received a purchase order from one of our customers that we've been working with for a while to take a platform we'd already designed and expand upon it, make it much more nuanced and complicated, but we've got kind of a short timeline. So we're trying to get some stuff organized so that we can meet that timeline and not fall behind.
That's awesome. Thank you, Leo, for sharing. Serena, what about you?
I have worked really hard building up my events, and now I'm looking for partners to help share the time that it takes to put into creating these events. And this year, that's what I'm looking for.
Awesome. All right, Serena. Paul.
Yeah, I think in fact, this morning I was just connecting back with someone out of Brussels and Madrid. So I'm noticing that I'm getting noticed through these investor webinars that I hold bi-weekly, excuse me, or semi-monthly, I should say. And I think where the challenge is going to be is to keep things going. I've spent a lot of time and my own money keeping this going for the last 3 years. And so there is a concern. I mean, I could keep it going, but now I have to be very careful in what I'm going to be investing my time and energy and money in. And so because I feel like this is the time, or I should say, in that line of business that is so crucial that a lot of people would give up, but you know, there is light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. And so now I have to be very deliberate in what I'm going to be doing, and take the time to really, really think, where am I going to get the most ROI in my time and the money that I'm going to be investing. So, but I'm just happy that I'm getting noticed by companies and people of interest.
Awesome. Thank you, Paul. All right, Jonathan, your turn.
I'm sorry, Marie, you cut out.
So it's your turn to share either your success story, challenges, or specific goal.
Okay. There's always success stories, but you know, they're basically just resolutions of cases that are timely and effective. That happens all, you know, every week. Challenges right now is there's just, as a business, there's way too much uncertainty for my liking. And that's just a problem I have with clients being skittish on what they want to do, make decisions. Last week, I had a client who basically I consulted for an hour, and it had to do with a failed sale of a business. And he wanted to know if there were other avenues. And he's basically going around talking to other lawyers, and he probably needs to file bankruptcy, because without the sale of his business, the business is already failing. And this was a white knight type situation, which did not go through. But that's my issue is I need and I don't know if anybody but the government can just get out of the way. I'd be happy.
All right. Okay. Well, that was amazing. All right. So, well, what did you guys think about doing some collaborations here? Let's see. Serena, this is your first time here. How did you feel about the meeting so far? And what did you think? Did you find any collaboration or ideas from what you heard from our meeting?
Yes. Yeah, I love it. It's a great use of my time. I love connecting. I definitely could see myself collaborating with many of the people in the room. You know, Martha has a wonderful strength and a superpower all of her own that I would love to talk to her about. And obviously, you know, having others in the room that know a lot about real estate and can speak the same language is amazing. And I'm sure we could definitely, I mean, at very least be referral partners.
Awesome. I think we lost Leah here, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and move on to Martha. Martha, what did you think about our meeting?
Oh, you said that now you're at the time to figure out careful and how you invest your time and energy. Data will help you do that. In my company and my family, I have money that I have to spend in my time. So I use data to figure out where I spend my time in marketing, what platform, for example, which meeting show I should go to. And I decide that based on numbers. So if you want, we can talk more. And Serena, I'll be glad to reach out to you to see how we can work together or how I can be of use to you.
All right.
I
Okay.
think it's a great idea, Martha. Maybe we need to schedule a meeting.
Yeah, and I need to talk to Jonathan because he's a lawyer, and right now I'm trying to see if these investors are legit. And I think you would know that, Paul, too. So I might ask
Oh,
both
yeah.
of you. I have 2 contracts now. I don't know if these people are for real and are just trying to do identity theft, or I don't know, because you never know, and I want to be safe.
Mhm.
Yes, I can do some due diligence for you. I've done that.
Yeah, and I think Martha, I mean, if you look at it to where Jonathan has a lot of business connections that might need some of your services, you just have to educate Jonathan exactly on what you provide so he understands how he can kind of work with you side by side. Okay.
And I mean,
Martha, where are you located?
I'm in Chicago. I hope this is the right city. No, I don't think so.
Oh, I couldn't tell because you're, it looks like I
know.
can see this.
I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks good. Looks amazing.
Yeah, so I'm in Chicago, and yes, you're right, Marie. You are dealing with people who are doing bankruptcy, and I might save them before they even go into bankruptcy.
Yes. You
Because
know,
they
it's,
might not know that they have resources that can get them not 5,000, that can get them 100,000, but they just probably don't know how to get there.
yeah.
Right
What do
there.
you think about that, Jonathan?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of free money right now, especially the PPP stuff that's out there.
Okay.
It's not good for my business. Let's be honest, it doesn't help me, but it's certainly there. I've actually run into a couple of clients who have done things improperly with requests for those loans. Basically, well, I don't want to use the fraud word, but that's kind of, you know, if you say that you have a certain number of employees and you don't actually have those employees and you're taking money basically to pay people who don't exist, well, that's loan fraud. And so I don't know what's going to happen, but you know, I'm expecting to get a call someday with, you know, the FBI looking at a few people that I know.
Yeah, but isn't it, Jonathan, that after they file bankruptcy, that if it doesn't mean that they are not gonna move on with their business? Did they just stop doing the business, or did they just
Both.
Okay. So for the people that are moving forward with their business, I mean, Martha can still review their financials to improve it for the next for ongoing. And find some few things that, because sometimes it's already too late for them to do anything. They have to file bankruptcy, and after they file bankruptcy, if they wanted to continue the business, Martha can come in and review the information and to where did it fail, and she can see all the problems and she can identify it for the business owners to see, okay, these are the things that we need to change after they file bankruptcy. And I think that's why I was looking at it as a good collaboration for both of you.
Yes, it is.
Because you never know. Paul, what about you? What do you think about this meeting? And did you find any collaborations?
I think it's great. Yeah, with everyone. I think I'd like to connect with Jonathan for sure. Talk to him about certain things that we have going in San Francisco that, get things in line. Because at the end of the day, I've noticed that the older I get, and, I've been in this business for over 30 years and my family, when you become of service to people, not just, let me get a listing or this, that, and the other, then they're going to come to you. And so I think the more that we could collaborate with people, because I have my attorney and attorneys that I deal with, but I think being specific in your realm of study or practice to me is crucial, because you could have a good real estate attorney, but does that mean he or she's a good bankruptcy attorney, right? So I think the more that we can collaborate, that's great. And as far as Serena, I think, I deal in commercial and commercial real estate development in Rio Rancho, but existing, homes and projects in San Francisco, historical projects there. But it all boils down to real estate. So I'd be more than happy to collaborate. And I think I get a charge of seeing Martha, because Martha, she's a young professional, young mother, and she's a ball of fire in the right way. And I've met with her and her partner, and eventually we are going to do something, because I think the way business is set up these days, you have to have, automation, you have to have your numbers in place. And so I think it just adds to get the right people to streamline your service.
Actually, Paul, I brought in Martha in my radio show.
Really?
And she is, well, she was talking about having, what is your goal for your business? You said that it was like $1 billion, is that right? Martha?
Sky's the limit, right?
Why not?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes, because this industry is 1 trillion.
Yes.
So what's $1 billion, right?
What's $1 billion
That's her
compared to $1
numbers.
trillion?
No, hey, there you go, folks. Her number is telling you.
That's why I said, Paul, that I'm going to be on her train, because she's
Oh,
got
yes, yes.
$1 billion. And, I tell you, she is going after it. And when you have someone like that, that, she's focused. For someone bold to say that on a radio show, and I tell you, that is amazing. I said, I'm going to be on her train.
Right. No, and it makes sense. I mean, if it's a trillion industry, why not? She's entitled to $1 billion of it.
Exactly. Serena,
Good for you, Martha. Oh my goodness. And I laugh with you, Martha.
Yeah, I love people that speak numbers. Like you have my heart, sweetie. I love it. I mean, that's why I work with investors. I don't work with first-time home buyers because they're very emotional. So,
yes.
Exactly.
But yeah, very driven in all the right ways. I absolutely love it.
Okay. Well, Serena, just to give you some more information about Fire Up Connect. So it is an amazing business networking group. It's a membership site that you can be a part of, and you can attend every Tuesday and every Friday. And we get a lot of new people here all the time. We do other programs that we provide to the members. We put them on a radio show. We do some other presentations that we can bring you in. And I also run a company called Finest Women in Real Estate. And Serena, we're doing some filming right now for a TV reality show, and you definitely want to check it out. I can talk to you, have a one-on-one Zoom meeting with you, and kind of share you what we're doing here in Fire Up Connect. But it is an incredible, format for us. And I deal with a lot of development projects also. Paul has a huge project in the city of Rio Rancho. And so it's great to be connected with Paul and Jonathan. He's connected with so many people for many years that I've known him. He's one of those lawyers that you really want to be on your side. And I appreciate his connection. So anyway, any other announcement? Oh, by the way, I'm actually going to an event tonight, which is the National City Chamber of Commerce, and I'm excited. I hope that I can share that information to you after my meeting or after this event. And then make sure that you connect with me on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and you'll get more information of what's going on. I also have the International Wealth Builders Association, and it's going to be on March 30th. I think I'm going to go ahead and give people access to do an online for the people that are out of state, and we will you'll be able to watch it and see how it works. So we're going to have the mayor Randon Lane coming in to talk about entitlement process. I think that's a good topic for people that are doing investing and also connecting with the city. Jonathan, if you're available on March 30th, we're going to be at the SRCAR.
Okay.
That starts at 5:30, and there's going to be, Kimberly Davidson with the city of Waldemar, and we will have the city manager for the, I think he's the city manager. I'm not exactly sure for the city of Temecula. So we're going to have some really good group of people. If you want to invite other people, that would be awesome, because this is going to be a monthly meetings that we're having on, this month it's going to be March 30th, but starting April, it's going to be always 4th Wednesday of the month. Okay, so that is our schedule with the SRCAR, and we're actually connecting with the water. It's an organization that takes care of the water system. And I don't know much about it, but they have like 4,000 members, and they're coming to our meeting on March 30th. That's going to be a good group to be connected to. So if you guys are interested in watching the event on March 30th, let me know and I can send you a link. Okay. Sounds good. All right. Any other announcement? Paul, you have any else you wanted to say?
No, I think it's great. This was a great group, actually. Very nice. And
Okay.
no, okay.
All right.
Success to you. Some more success to you, Marie.
Thank you, Paul. And Serena, what do you think about their meeting? Is this something that you can see yourself coming back again?
Absolutely. Yep.
All right. Okay, so let's connect after the meeting, and we can schedule a one-on-one meeting if you want, Serena, or you can give me a call. I will put my information on the chat, or actually I'll send you a message on LinkedIn. Okay. Martha,
Okay,
any other announcement?
No, I'm really happy to be here, Serena, in Fire Up Connect. It's the best platform I could have been in, especially for my business, and not just for my business. I think it's just to make great people with great minds. That's who you want to be. You want to walk your business and walk your life with great people, and that's what I'm doing now.
Thank you, Martha. We're blessed by your connection too, by the way. Jonathan, any last words that you wanted to share to everyone before we end the meeting?
No, thanks for inviting me, Marie. Always happy to speak at these events. You never know who you're going to meet. And so
Yes.
that's neat about it. So at times.
And also, Jonathan, when you log into the website, you actually get to watch some of our meetings that you were not able to attend.
Okay,
So
absolutely.
The activity log, and you'll see some of the videos that we recorded, because we had such an amazing time on our meetings. I mean, Paul and Martha, actually, Paul never missed a meeting, right, Paul? I think only one time, but Paul has been very good in attending, and he loves, maybe you can share some information, Paul, of your experience with the meetings.
Well, I've always been a person that appreciates education and not just formal education in the sense, of, our typical school institutes, higher education, but, there's a lot to be said about individual sharing. And especially if, like Martha said, with good people, business-minded people, masterminded people, people that really have taken control of their lives. This right here, you're not going to get it at any, say, Ivy League, university institute. And so this is something that if anyone hasn't been on a platform like this, they really are missing out in real life educational experiences. So this is what I'm really enjoying. And the fact that I like communicating with people around the world. And this right here has been a treat for me. I really like this. It fits my personality, I think.
Yeah, and you'd say, Paul, how many connections have you had since the last meetings that we had?
You know, pretty soon I'm going to have to hire an assistant, but I've made a lot of connections. The sad part is that when you don't have the assistants to keep those connections going, but on the positive side of that is that when you do connect back with these people, it's like, you know, you just pick up. So you could tell the emotional and maturity level of these people. You know, so that's what I like. You know, we don't have time to play games. I mean, we could have fun, but when you deal with immaturity, that is a time waster to me.
Yeah. And Martha, I mean, how many connections have you had since you joined Fire Up?
I think every time I go in here, I talk to at least one person. So I think I've attended probably 10 of them so far. So 10 plus 5 more, so like 15 people. So every time I get out of here, I talk to someone or I follow up with them. So that doesn't mean that they are my clients, but I'm building a network of people who can refer me at the very least and who know who Martha is, and I get the word across about my company and what I do.
That is awesome. I appreciate that feedback.
Exactly.
All right. Well, and Jonathan, I mean, you are one of my best connections too, and I hope that you take advantage of this because I know that you can offer so many things to people. Like, I'm glad that you are able to connect with Paul because he's working on like, you know, several projects that are in millions, and it'd be great for you to really connect well with Paul. And Martha is, I think, is also a good resource for the clients that you have after you provide your service. I think that would be a good way to kind of help them recover from, you know, after filing bankruptcy. And Serena, I think, you know, it was amazing to meet you here. It's a, you know, again, we have a lot of members. The members come in and go depending on their schedule. We are not very strict about our schedule, but if you want to take advantage of our meetings, I do love my meetings. I come here and I always meet people and I learn from everyone that comes in here. We had so many interesting people that have attended, and I tell you, one lady said that her goal was like $100 million, which is really amazing, and the goals are just crazy when you hear them. But it is really inspiring me more than anything. That's why I love to keep up with these meetings, and I wish that you guys all see the value, because I tell you, I get a lot out of it. And this is where I was able to connect some of the large investors to some of my projects. I mean, my biggest connection was an investor that had given a $9 million funding on a project, and now they're working on a $100 million project. So understand that this is a good connection for you, for your business. Okay.
Marie, I'm sorry to interject. Has Jonathan ever been on Real Men of Real Estate? I'd love to have him as my guest.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. Talk to Jonathan and you know, figure out what you guys wanted to talk about, and then you let me know what you wanted to do. Yeah,
I'll reach out to you, Jonathan. I think this would be a great topic in California for sure.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
Because you're situated in California, right? Southern California.
Yes.
You said? Okay, fantastic.
Correct.
Yeah, because my partner, we even have an office down in Palm Springs, and we do some of the downtown area. Fantastic. That's great. Okay, I'll reach out to you, Jonathan.
Well, you know, Jonathan is an official member of Fire Up Connect since gosh, who knows, Jonathan? Because when I started the Finest Women in Real Estate, he's the one that was helping me put all the legal forms together. So
that's fabulous.
It's an incredible connection. All right. Well, anyway, have an amazing Friday, you guys, and excited about the weekend coming up. And hopefully, you know, very focused, get inspired, get more connected, and join Fire Up Connect on Tuesday. Okay. All right. Sounds good. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye, everyone. It was awesome.
Bye.
Bye-bye.